Well, hello, my name is Tyree.
doing?
What's your name?
Josh Mathesmeyer.
Well, we're gonna be talking about again foods in the last podcast,
Yeah.
kind of going on to it, but more. I got different questions and stuff.
Sure.
So I heard you won an award in Washington.
Yeah, I
How
got
was
to go talk to some senators about school nutrition and kind of what we do at KCK and some of the challenges that we're having. Hopefully, they can make our challenges less challenging and make our jobs a little bit easier, so we can focus on food.
How did you win it?
It wasn't an award. I was asked to go testify. Senator Pat Roberts is the senator of Kansas, and he called and said, "Hey, I need somebody to come testify on behalf of Kansas about some of the challenges that we're having." So I was fortunate to get that opportunity, and it was both fun and terrifying, and all the fun stuff all at the same time.
One of the new questions that I have was
Sure.
strawberry milk. Why did you take it out? Why did you take out the white milk and put in skim milk or whatever? And why did you just do 2%?
Sure. So, well, first off, regulations only allow us to have either skim or 1%. Until this year, we were forced to have skim if we had any flavored milk. So, if we had chocolate or strawberry milk, it had to have been skim milk. And this was the first year they allowed us to do 1% chocolate. So, we're happy to be able to offer 1% chocolate to our kids. A couple years ago, we took a look at strawberry milk, and we made a decision to remove it. It wasn't really popular. We actually had some that were going spoiled because nobody was drinking it. So we just made a decision to go to the chocolate milk and the white milk. And we wanted to give our kids a couple different options when it comes to milk. We knew that we were going to have that 1% chocolate. So in case anybody wanted a skim choice, we decided to go with that skim in case they wanted something maybe a little bit lower in fat.
Yeah. So I did some research on strawberry, white, and chocolate. Which one? I never figured out which one was more healthier. I think chocolate was more on the high side.
You know, unflavored milk is the healthiest because it has less sugar.
Yeah.
Anytime you add flavor, you're most likely going to add some sort of sugar to it. But in general, milk is healthy. I think milk is a great choice. Whether you're an athlete or you're just a kid that wants something to drink, I think milk is an excellent choice. It's definitely a better choice than like a soda or a juice or something like that. So we're happy to provide that as a choice to our kids.
Okay, so another question I had was about the choices on the tray. Why can't we get more choices other than just 3?
So we provide to all of our middle school and high school students, you get 3 hot meal choices a day. And then in addition to that, depending on the day, you get 3, maybe 4 cold choices, such as your sandwiches and your peanut butter and jelly sandwiches and all that kind of good stuff. We want to give you as many choices as we can. Some of it has to do with facilities. Some of it has to do with finding really good quality food. We're not going to give you choices unless we know they're good quality. So we hope to continue to expand our choices to give you really good quality food choices and also expand maybe the different cuisines that we go into. And hopefully you've seen a little bit of that this year. Maybe some of those fun and new and different cuisines.
Yeah, so we was researching elementary school foods and middle school and high school, and we figured out that elementary schools got better food, or I'm not gonna say better, but like more food we eat outside of school than in school. Why can't we get their food?
So you have a lot of the same choices the elementary kiddos have. At the elementary level, we only have the capacity of offering 1 hot choice a day, and we need to make sure it's a good quality hot choice, something that they really like. So a lot of things that you're seeing at the elementary level are things that you have available to you here at Schlegel on a weekly basis. Some of those things like nuggets and pizza and burgers and spicy chicken, those cycle around almost every week to make sure that regardless if you like something that is that different cuisine, like we were talking about, trying to expand our culinary experience, that there's at least something that you'll be interested in choosing by having some of those more popular items available to you also.
Why? No, I'm not gonna say why. How has the Sorry, I'm over here. Well, God, what was I gonna ask? Why milk out of everything else?
Sure. Milk has a lot of great nutrients in it. As an athlete, it's got a lot of things that you really need to get your body back where it needs to be after a really long practice or something like that. USDA requires us to offer milk to our students, so it's not something that we really have a choice to do or not to do. It's something that we're required to do. And in addition to that, we do offer water. You've seen the water fountains.
Yeah.
And so those are kind of our two beverage choices that go along with the meals that we have. Yeah.
Okay, so we know there's more vending machines. I don't know if you did it or the school did it. Why'd you take out vending machines and no, why'd you take out concession stands and all that? How we
Yeah.
used to have snack bar
Yeah.
and put in more vending machines.
Sure. So Nutritional Services doesn't manage the vending machines. That's something that's managed by the schools. We do manage the snack bar. Unfortunately, if you've done any looking about the labor pool recently, it's really hard to find really good quality help and good quality staff and team members that show up to work every day, work hard, work together, and so on and so forth. We found a huge challenge the last couple of years in finding good quality staff. And unfortunately, when you're short staffed, kind of one of the first things that goes is that snack bar. We want to make sure that you guys have a really good lunch, and that's our primary focus. I'm hopeful over the next few months that we can get some really good quality staff hired in here at Schlegel and across all of our schools to make sure we can get those snack bars open, because we know there are some items on those snack bars that you guys really like.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, with the labor shortages the way it's been, we just haven't had that opportunity.
So anything new coming to the menu or anything you're gonna add?
Yeah, so if you haven't seen it already, the noodle bowl is one of my favorite things that we've added this year. It's a play off of like an Asian concept, like a lo mein or a chow mein. It's got chicken, it's got noodles, it's got peas and carrots, and it's got this really awesome sauce. I call it the awesome sauce. It's actually called the secret weapon sauce. So if you haven't already, check out the secret weapon sauce noodle bowl. In addition to that, the mashed potato bowl is fantastic. If you ever had that at KFC, it's out of the world.
Yeah.
The mashed potatoes, our chef has done a fantastic job in trying to increase the flavor that we have in our food, and I think mashed potatoes are, something as simple as mashed potatoes and getting them all flavored up is really making a huge impact. We've seen this year already 400 to 500 extra lunches that kids are eating a day. So I think we're making some progress. We always have more progress that we can make to making good quality food. But if you haven't already, check out that noodle bowl, that secret weapon sauce. Awesome sauce.
But I mean, as this well, I've been wondering this for a while. What do you have to go through to like pick the foods, or do they have to come to you? Do you have to go through somebody else to pick the right food? Or like say you want this food, and then but somebody else disagrees with it.
Yeah. So I think it always starts with what USDA allows us to do. USDA allows us to only have a certain amount of calories and fat and sodium in our foods, and so that's kind of what our baseline is. From there, our chef, looks at, local in KCK to figure out what our kids eating and how can we maybe not make the same thing that you're seeing out at restaurants or gas stations or whatever it is. How can we make a version of that meets the standards that we have? Or do we see trends? We pay a lot of attention to trends. Sriracha was just this huge trend that hit, 2, 3, 4 years ago. And so we try and keep up with some of those trends. And then how can we execute it at the school level? With 1,100 students here at Schlegel, we need to be able to make sure that we can execute a food, because it can be the best quality, but if we can't execute it, you're not going to see that quality on the back end. So those are a few of the things that we go through. But it's a year-long process starting now all the way through June to get next year's menus ready to go, which should include and does include testing with our students to make sure that the food items that we think they're going to like are ones that they actually like.
Oh yeah, speaking on that, do students get to survey or ask you, like, say I don't like this food, or like say multiple students come to you and say you don't like this food, would you take it out, or you just tell them I don't know, or what?
Sure. So we're always looking for feedback from our students. We have as kind of one of our focus areas this year is customer service, both with our internal customers, our students, our guests, people that are visiting our customers, that are visiting our food service operations, but also employees to make sure that they're happy and that we're giving them good customer service. So hopefully you'll see in the next few months some surveys, some things that can be done very easily on your phone, maybe with a gift card as a drawing for providing us that type of feedback. So we're really looking at ways to gather that feedback because we know kids really want to provide that feedback, good, bad, or indifferent. But we really rely currently on our managers that are serving you every day to hear from you, to walk around and listen to what you say. So before we get those surveys up and running, I'd encourage anyone that has any positive or negative feedback to go straight to the kitchen manager and say, hey, I didn't really like this, or it was this way, I didn't like it. Or we don't get a ton of positive feedback, but if you have some positive feedback, you like that awesome sauce, go tell somebody.
So remember last time in the podcast, you said you had kids.
Mm-hmm.
How are they doing?
They're good. They're 4.5 now. I have twin boys. They're 4.5. They're getting too big for their kid bikes now, so we're about to get to the point where we need to get some big kid bikes. I got them in t-ball. We got them playing a little bit of soccer. They're going to kindergarten, learning how to spell their names, writing backwards and forwards, and asking about 1,000 questions a day. So they're great. Thanks for asking.
Or do everybody just come to you and flood it? Or like, is your desk like piled with papers? Or like?
Well, the answer is yes and no at the same time. Nutritional Services, our team is made up of 258 really hardworking people. Underneath me, I have 4 operations managers that support all of our schools. And so I don't get flooded every day on this, that, the other. I do enjoy keeping involved at the school level so I can have a finger on the pulse of kind of what's going on. If we really need to make some drastic changes, we can go make those drastic changes. But I have a really good team with me, working with me to make sure that we're taking good care of our schools, taking good care of our employees, and taking good care of our kids.
That's good. So what, do you guys have meetings on the food, or like, do you guys, like, what things do you do to get it all wrapped together and
Sure.
put into it?
So first off, I eat the food every single day. I come to Schlegel and eat lunch every single day.
Yeah, you told me that before.
What did I have today? Today I had
chicken and waffles.
I had chicken and waffles today. I always go through and pick out the little chickens that I don't think everybody would like, maybe those small misshapen ones, because I need to make sure I take care of those. But I eat lunch every day just to test the quality, to make sure that what we expect, things that are supposed to be crunchy when they're supposed to be crunchy, hot when they're supposed to be hot, cold when they're supposed to be cold. We meet with our managers on a quarterly basis to really get an idea of what's going on at the building level, to understand what their challenges are, what their struggles are. I have a menu planning committee. They work with my chef and I to help develop our menus, to talk about things that are working or not working, things that kids are liking or not liking, and looking towards next year, what things are we thinking about that they say, yeah, we've had really good success with that in the past, or maybe that's something different that we should really try. So the more that we get feedback and the more we learn about our food and from our managers and our folks that are working with it on a daily basis, the better it'll be.
Oh yeah, speaking on chefs, do the chefs have competitions? Like, where do you find the chefs?
Sure. So we hired a chef, I think it was 3 years ago, and we were really looking for someone who had the expertise in research and development, because we can go buy something and put it on a pan and put it in the oven and call that cooking, but we really are focused on how do we provide really good quality food to our kids. Instead of buying a mashed potato that's already pre-seasoned, let's buy a mashed potato and let's season it up ourselves. I think we know our kids for the most part. Things change on a daily basis, but we think we know what our kids like. And so the more that we can do to create food ourselves, to make food versus just heating something up, that was one of the huge reasons that, and a very important reason why we decided to bring that chef on board. He's not involved in any culinary competitions that I'm aware of. I haven't seen him on Iron Chef yet, but I know he really enjoys what he does and is really good at trying to come up with really innovative ideas to try and get our kids to try new foods.
So is there only just one chef, just one head chef, or is there like multiple of chefs?
So we have one chef. We have some of our kitchen managers that have some sort of culinary training or that have worked in restaurants for periods of their life. But for the most part, we have one chef that his really dedication is making sure we got really good quality food.
I think that's just about do it.
All right. Best of luck to you this season.
Thank you. Best of luck to your kids and your food.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it. All right.
Appreciate you.
Thanks, buddy.